Now listen, if you're here today and you are connected to Jesus, abiding in Jesus, his word to you today is remain. If we were to turn several pages to the next book in the New Testament, it's the book of Acts. Jesus has died and been buried and resurrected. He's ascended into heaven. The Holy Spirit's come down, and Peter preaches the first sermon, and a bunch of people are converted, put their full trust in Jesus. And then it says in chapter 2, verse 42, that these very first disciples devoted themselves to some holy habits and to ensure that they remained connected. It says in verse 42 that they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. You see, remaining in Jesus doesn't just happen by accident, and the first followers knew this, and so they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, that's studying the scriptures. They devoted themselves to fellowship, to serving one another. They devoted themselves to remembering weekly, daily, what Jesus did for them, breaking bread, and of course a continuous conversation with God. We just call that prayer. And so they devoted themselves to these things. They were making sure that they remained connected to Jesus. And I guess a simple question to consider today is, are you devoted to some holy habits to ensure you remain connected to Jesus? But there's another takeaway we might consider with what Jesus said. You see, in order to remain connected, you have to be connected. Remaining requires an initial connection. Acts 2:42 follows Acts 2:41. And those very first followers who devoted themselves to remain connected to Jesus were connected to Jesus just one verse earlier. We read in chapter 2, verse 41, that those who accepted Peter's first message were baptized, and about 3,000 were added to their number that day. And then those guys, those 3,000, devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, fellowship, breaking bread, and prayer. Are you with me?